Okay, so let's begin from it. So first thing first, we understand that we have our last brick of a structure. Our main work precisely today is to be able to denote the areas specifically for price to use. As I said, we don't know what exactly happened at the left-hand side. So we are going to be playing based on these bias, based on what we are seeing or based on the information. Okay, so based on this information, what I can see here is quite simple. Now, what's that? Now, we have our momentum distance. We have the height that forms after the break of the structure, right? And which we have this equally with our engineer liquidity. Remember, we have this high, the market, to sweep this because we all know this is actually a hunt of liquidity. So briefly, I have this, a proper sweep, this is my concern, and we can see how we rallied into almost 50%. Now, if the market truly is bearish based on this data, because this data specifically is indicating that we are still very much bearish, the only place I will confirm that the market is extremely bullish is when we take this high, because this is a high, this is a low, right? And this is supposed to give us something else as this into this low. Okay, so it's just one simple mathematics. As I said, we have a last brick of a structure, POI that swept this, right? Good. We are into 50% mitigation from the SC candle, the high that formed, the low that should be seen as an external liquidity. Then we have this, the market coming back to read this high, not a break of the structure. Let's note that the market is not taking this because it's a break of the structure, but this is weakness. So we have this, which created this specifically. So this low failed to rally down to sweep this, which is external liquidity, therefore seen as weakness. So let's continue. Now, my main point of concern, since the market has now rallied into point of interest, right? As I said, based on this data, if there are any other data to the left-hand side, then fine, we would have investigated through, but we don't have any for the meantime. So now, where my point of concern, if I'm actually expecting the market to mitigate properly and until further notifications that we want to continue to the downside. So first thing first, I would want to see the market approach into this fair value gap we're seeing on the 24 hours. Then we will decide how the market mitigates, that is, reacts from this POI. The reaction from this POI will matter. Okay. Now, once we see this, if the market blows through this low, automatically we know that we will seek for this liquidity that we see here below the marketplace. We see this low specifically. As I said, the market reacts depending on how we react here, then fine. We see a blow through this low and blow below this liquidity, then finally, we see ourselves sinking down to the downside. Okay, now I remember what I said, anything above this will be considered as bullish case scenario. Now, I will continue the analysis to the lower time frame. So 8 hours time frame specifically. Now, if we check the 8 hours time frame, you'll notice how the market displaced, I repeat, displaced into POI. After displacing, that is after displacing, we rallied onto almost 50%. So let's say this is about 55%, okay, of the said POI that was actually marked. Now, what's through the candle and how the market is mitigating on the what 8 hour time frame, you see that the market is dancing through or going through the OB, which is the last order block, right, that formed before this prior down move on the 8 hour time frame. But we can't actually just dance to it. We also have to navigate through or investigate through. Remember what I said, case scenario is below this fair value gap, this POI, and quite unfortunately, the market might seek this low. I don't know, but we'll wait for it. But I'm still seeing the market sweep this. Now, 8 hours time frame, we go to 4 hours time frame. Okay, so now on the 4 hours time frame, you notice how the market has been doing a whole lot of shifting. You see, I'm not more concerned while doing analysis. I'm not just world of concerned about the mitigation, but I want to see how the market reacted through those mitigations. Now we have a break of the structure here, a solid break of the structure on the lower time frame, and we have this candles high swept. Um, we're not yet we're not here today to be or to lecture, but rather to do analysis. So let's continue. So for me, I have this candles high swept, a little bit of inducement on the lower time frame. Now I will dive over to the next one, which is 1 hour. I said we are running investigation through so that we can have a very clean and thorough analysis. Now we have looked at and we talked about this whole mitigation, this whole um, rally to the downside, and how the market is making series of shifting, right? And the candles high, which is this is the opening of this candle on the 1 hour time frame, the opening, then the close, right? The market opens and close below. Then the week, there is a week on the lower time frame which the market had to swallow, if I should use that word. So 1 hour time frame, we move over to 30 precisely. 30 minutes. We'll take it thoroughly. Remember what I said, based on what we are seeing as data, because I'm not certain in the aspects that if there are any other data, if there are any other data simply means we might be missing out something. Okay. But based on the data we are seeing with our eyes, we know that what we are still in a bearish case scenario. Now, if it checks through, this confirmed that it has been mitigated. We have clean mitigation. The market did what? Gave us a sweep into our fair value gap. Remember, this candle through happens to be our OB, last OB on the 8 hours time from for mitigation. So I'm going to be removing that line while we do our thorough analysis. Okay. So now, first thing first, remember I said we've had our brick of a structure. We've had this, right? Our primary, we've gotten our brick of a structure to which the market, then the market is what comes back and give us a break to validate that. Good. Now, after this thorough break to validate this and validate this, that is true this low, then we came for mitigation, right? Because there is a concept pattern which is known to everybody, right? Though we have our own kind of concept, we look at our concept. So there's certain case scenarios where we have the market do something like this, and we come back and continue. Okay. Now, same thing in this same case scenario, the market comes back to the area of base. We call it base. Market returns back to the area of base and continues. A break of a structure, we break through. We have this. Now, left for me also, knowing fully well this liquidity below this, right? I'm feeding my eyes through. Remember what I said? My eyes are practically below this, right? Below this. And if you can all remember, you see how the market rallied through this case scenario. I think that will be for another time. But for now, we have this liquidity to be concerned about, and we have an area of POI. So let's check through if we can actually get an area for us to continue our sell case scenario, the market, if the market permits us. Now, more like what we used to see on every single analysis, we used to say that the market is right, mitigating from any POI at all. Okay, any PUI at all. Now, we as traders will only have to follow through the um, reactions, then we wait for the confirmations. Now, for me, there is a high that formed after this break on the lower time frame, right? Then I'll go through this in as much as we're having a high that is on the lower time frame. You take note, we also had imbalance here, right? Then we have a breakthrough, a POI mitigation. Let's take 1 minute to investigate through that area. Okay, so we have that scene specifically. I have my area of concern. So this is where we had a breakthrough. Left for me to look at the mitigation. After I look at the mitigation, now I have a thorough break of a structure from this perspective. Left for me, where should I be seen? I should expect this, should be rated. Then I will have to glance through this mitigation around here, which is from here. Okay, so I think I'm done from the lower time frame. Let's dive to 5 minutes. Synthetic goddess, I hope we're together.
Yes, sure, yeah.
Okay, so we'll move over to the next, which is 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so on this analysis for 15 minute Vs on the 5S, I'm of the concern that I'll be seeking for a sell case scenario from this specifically into this right now, and that we also like let us also take note that anything above this is a breakthrough above all of this, okay? Because as far as I'm also concerned, we still have liquidity that is being dropped above the marketplace, okay? Liquidity dropped above due to the shifting in price, the shifting in price, okay? But based, as I said, based on the time frame we are having on 24 hours, I'm noting that we have last BMS to the downside liquidity, which the market is drawn to, then I should be expecting a sell case scenario from here to begin or continue that sell case scenario. Okay, so I'll have to draw vividly into the fair value gap. That's my first area of concern, the fair value gap. Then before, based on reaction, I'll draw it into the fair value gap. Then based on reaction, because we might actually be having all this whole place being swept off completely. Okay, so but for now, we want to see intentions. We want to see intentions right into pure. That's all I actually want to see. Okay, so I think that is that for me on V75s. Are we good?
Mm-hmm. Sure, we have. Yes.
Okay, so what to that pair?
Okay. Let's go to volatility 251s.
251s. 251s. Okay, so let's quickly go into 251s. Okay, I think in the last previous one, we had our steps juggled off from PUI. We will still have to investigate through. So let's have it proper deleting, then have a clean, thorough analysis for the week. So first thing first, we have 24 hours. Okay, so more like what I stated before, right? And I will still stick to the same analysis in as much as we get week off from the higher time frame, right? But we are still correct on our directional bias, okay? Now, first thing first, we have a break of a structure to the downside on 250S. I'm still boning up to the fact that I want to see price above this, right? We want to see price above this. And this has actually been my more concern on the previous analysis we did on 250. First and foremost, we have a breakthrough, right, which supports us for more intentions. Then we have this, a breakthrough, which supports us for more intentions. Then, speaking of the fact that the market successfully swept through this week, and therefore all we are saying is that this high should be taken. There are not two ways about it. As I said, we are still very much correct and on track on our analysis, and we are not off track. So the market gave us a breakthrough for more intentions. Then we have this low being swept through completely. We need this to be taken, right? So which might actually be having series. Mind this is actually on a higher time frame, that's why it's like that. So 8 hours time frame. Okay, so now if you check carefully on the 8 hours time frame, you'll notice that we're actually getting clearer into our perspective or analysis. Check through vividly our fair value gap. If there's one thing we love to do is to make sure we do thorough investigations. Now we have this low swept in completely, right? We have a shifting in price, okay? And we have this low swept on the lower time frame. We have a breakthrough. Then we have our fair value gap, okay? Now the market fills in. So what do I expect as a trader? I'm expecting something quite simple, right?
Mhm.
So just a proper continuation to support this particular low to break through above this high. So once this market break through above this high, we might necessarily want to see the price back before we continue. So depending on price action and intentions, I will not always keep those words intentions because first thing first, it is one thing to get a reaction and one thing to be able to understand intentions. Now, 8 hours for our time frame. Okay, so now as I said, I want to see certain continuations to the upside. Already had this area where we have been swept up completely, right? The least the market can actually do in terms of weakness, if it is actually this is weak, the least thing the market can do is to come back to C and continue. Okay? But I don't expect the market to come back below this low. I repeat, I don't expect it to come back below after the proper break structure to the upside. Let's have this deleted. Remember what I said, we can only have this when there is weakness. Okay, so now for our time frame, we move over to 2 hours. Okay, good. So now remember our point of view is the high above the marketplace. We want to see the market really because it is very important. Very, very important. Now, 1 hours, not getting is clean model, a very good model on this time frame. Okay, so we notice how the market did what we could actually have. We had our breakaway structure, lower time frame that is not visible, right? Then we have the market come back to give us a very proper sweep below this low. Then we gotten our breakaway structure into this. Now, looking from this candle specifically, I know you're not, we already know that we are seeking for this already, right? It is very visible, very, very visible. Seeing this rated from this candle off. So there are no magics around it. Now, let's move over to 30 minutes. Okay, so now 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so I said I am more concerned about how the market is reacting. 5 minute time frame. Okay, so now left for me, yeah. Um, I rather want to wait and watch the market. What do you see? Synthetic girls.
Yes, I'm fully with you, and I would suggest that we currently wait for what the market is going to do because, in as much as we've taken a previous low, the market is yet to give us a confirmation. And until we get a confirmation, our POI is definitely not going to be valid. So
Yeah.
I'll just guess stay patient for that validation and the confirmation the market would give us. So I guess we should just go to another asset that
Okay.
is ready as giving a validation.
Yeah. Okay. So that is that on 250S. As I said, we are going to be seeing this swept of. There are not two ways about it. We've been right from the very onset of our analysis. We continue. Watch carefully. We have from here. I can do that swept through. Then we have the mitigation. So clean and precise. Okay, so now a break of the structure is what we're seeking. So what are the assets?
All right. Just pick one on the volatility indices, please.
Okay.
V101X, sir.
Yeah, honest. Okay. Okay. Now we are having 10-1S. I think I uh should we walk through this whole analysis or I think it's just a quick analysis. So I think I am bound to remove every removable. Okay. So now we return back to 24 hours time frame. We have about 7 minutes to be here. Now, if we watch through, right? Notice how the market gave us our last break of structure. Are we together? As far as I'm concerned, I'll use the word. As far as I'm concerned, this happens to be our last area of BMS, right? And any area that should confirm us bearish will be from this low. Are we together? Will be from that low. So we saw the market come back through into POI here to mitigate, yeah, and through this mitigation, we've had our suspicions that the market swept through this POI it wasn't supposed to sweep through, even despite the fact it's a week. Okay. Now, notice something also carefully. We have our break of the structure. Yeah. We have this high likewise been swept off completely seen as liquidity altogether. Now, two ways around this analysis because I'm actually someone who always play around with my plan B's in as much as I have a plan E. So the market gave me a break of the structure, gave me this low that formed after. All right, now we broke through to validate this area. That is, we broke through to validate this area. But this area can also mean something else. Now, what's that something else? Giving us a shape, right? To the downside. Now, left for me, I will be needing the market to break through this low to confirm that we are going to do something as this. Are we together? It's simple, it's not something quite hard. And I truly understand to the fact that we had certain imbalances here. If you watch carefully, we have certain imbalances around that perspective. Watch how the market came to this area. this zone. Mitigated it because this happens to be the only POI the market did not mitigate through, right? So we came back and tested it to fill this imbalance. So two things are involved. Either we tweak or we break through. But there are still 2 ways about it. There are not 2 ways about it. The market might likely want to sweep this whole week here. Okay? And truly want to sweep the week. And once this is broken, I repeat, this is where you see your break of a structure, then you wait for the market to dip into, and you continue that sell to rate this low. Are we good? So
Yeah, sure.
10S or seeking for on 10S is something simple. Validation, we have reacted from this area, right? That's good. Now, we have not gotten validation below this low to confirm this strip of imbalance around here. So since we swept, we need validation, a breakthrough, then mitigation to continue. Then we can hold on that sell for this until this low is taken. And once that low is taken, then we see ourselves shoot up into the skies around 50% of that range. Are we together?
Yeah, sure.
I think I was actually very quick on 10S analysis. Okay, so I think that's all for now. The person who asked for 10S, so I believe you've gotten it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's all for today. So wish you guys good luck and good trading.
Thank you very much.